going to basically be creating a trifold. We did the same exact project for your elements. So here's an example of your elements, and we are going to be doing this for principles instead of elements. So here's your example of elements. So with this, you're going to draw the principle in the principle. So for example, we're going to draw balance with balance. On every single line, you're going to do a different principle, and then on the inside, you are going to write the definition of each principle. So here is my example for principles. My apologies that it is not colored yet. Yours needs to be completely colored like this elements one, okay? It needs to be completely colored. My apologies that mine is not yet colored. So, for example, for balance, you can do something along the lines that are balancing out. You can do something symmetrical or asymmetrical. Contrast, you can use contrast in a few different ways. You can do contrast in color, you can do contrast black and white, you can do contrast in size, but just keep in mind that it has to say the actual word and you have to be showing the principle. Proportion, for mine I decided to do face proportion, and I have just written it out right here. Pattern, I'm not quite yet finished drawing this one, but pattern and repetition, you just draw a pattern and repetition. Movement and rhythm. So with this, I'm showing movement. Your eye kind of goes right here, and then it comes back up here. So it kind of looks like it's moving around the page. Emphasis, for emphasis, that is your focal point. So I have not yet colored mine, but my plan is I did it upside down so it shows more emphasis, so it stands out a little bit more. And then I'm going to color my H a vibrant color so it has a focal point. Unity and variety. I apologize again that I'm not quite done, but for this one, unity and variety, you want to have it be united, but also vary in different shapes and things like that. So it's a really good idea to do something that looks like it's a cohesive design, but it has a little bit of excitement and variety to it. So for mine, I just wrote out unity and variety. I added a bunch of little lines, and then I'm going to start drawing some little tiny cartoon faces. So you're going to go down every single one and do a specific principle. Once you're done with your principles, you're going to write it on the inside, the definition, and color it. So let's talk about how to make this actual trifold. We're going to take a blank sheet of paper, and what you're going to do is you're just going to fold the two long edges into one another like this, and you're just going to line them up. Okay, once you have them lined up, then what we're going to do is we're going to use a ruler, and we are going to measure out so that we have exactly enough space for our 7 boxes. So locate on your ruler the inches. Remember that your inches does not start until the first tick mark. Your ruler does not start until the first tick mark. So we are going to measure 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches is right here. Then it'll go to 3, then 4.5, then 6. Then you're going to continue down and just do a little dash mark every 1.5 inches. And then you will have this tiny little section at the bottom where you are going to write your name. For example, like here, I just wrote Mrs. Mock. Okay, once you have your tick marks, you are going to go back up to the top, and you're just going to do a straight line all the way across. Perfect. Now you should have 7 different rectangles. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. After that, you can go ahead and start drawing each of your principles. If you'd like to label it first so you make sure you got them all, that is totally fine. But remember that you are doing the specific principle in that box. So with balance, you're showing balance. With contrast, you are showing contrast. Okay, so you need to write the word out and then show that principle that way. Keep in mind to have clean craftsmanship. You want this to be fully colored, and you cannot have any stick figure letters.